Hopped onto your souped-up board and cruise into the wildest multi-event contest ever dreamed of by man or beast. 3 of these twisted trials are cut from the concrete courses of pro competitions. Each pits you head-to-head with a friend, shooting ramps or racing downhill, while going for rock and rolls, hand plants, aerials, rail slides, and methods. Then blast into Mad Max on wheels, dueling to the death with Bionic Lester, the dirtiest dude in the Jam and Joust. And finally, skate and destroy, a challenge that'll turn you into a samurai skater, karate chopping your way through a tough alley filled with thugs, trash, and unmentionable traffic hazards. So, squirt a little oil onto your ball bearings and prepare to skate or die. And this is Skate or Die from our good friends at Ultra and Konami, or Konami and Ultra, released in 1988. Boy. This was not a fun game for me, because I don't like this game. There is a 2008 French film entitled Skate or Die, and an episode of Law & Order, also entitled Skate or Die. Just so you know. Skate or Die is a skateboarding game released originally by Electronic Arts in 1988 for the Sinclair, ZX Spectrum, the Commodore 64, the Atari ST, the Apple II GS, the Amstrad CPC, and IBM compatibles running MS-DOS. It was ported to the NES by Konami and published by Ultra. 2007, the NES version was re-released for the Virtual Console in Europe, except in France and Australia. The Atari ST conversion was contracted to Codemasters, who contracted Kinetic Designs to do the work. In the style of the Epix Games series, players can compete in 5 different skateboarding events, either individually or sequentially. When the events are challenged sequentially, up to 8 players could sign up to participate. The original Commodore 64 version was created by Michael Kosaka, Stephen Landrum, and David Bunch. This group of programmers had previously been at Epix and worked on the early games titles. The game featured 2 ramp events, a freestyle ramp and the high jump, 2 downhill events, the downhill race in a park, and the downhill jam in a street setting, and the pool joust. The pool joust, downhill jam, and downhill race in 2-player mode only were all head-to-head, while the ramp events were single-player. Except for the joust, which was a hand-to-hand knockdown competition, all of the events winners were decided by a point system, which is actually how it works in the joust. Just you knock down somebody, you get a point. The characters who are featured in Skate or Die: Rodney Recluse, a wild man with a purple mohawk and a Marine Corps tattoo, and a facial resemblance to Rodney Dangerfield, who runs a skate shop in the game, and his son Bionic Lester, an even wilder kid with a green flat top you were able to take on in the joust and downhill jam. In the joust, Lester and his 2 cronies await the skater. Poser Pete challenges beginners, and Aggro Eddie takes on intermediate players, leaving Lester with the advanced pros. The game was well liked with players on both computer and console sides, and inspired a winterized sequel in Skate or Die in 1989. Ski or Die for the Commodore 64, Amiga, Atari ST, PC, and NES, and a true sequel, Skate or Die 2, in 1990 for the NES only. Ski or Die retained the multi-event format, while Skate or Die 2 veered into the adventure territory. Both games featured Rodney and Lester as key players. The Commodore 64 version was also well liked for its introductory music, a catchy rock-flavored tune with digital samples that took advantage of the SID chip's capabilities. Composed by Rob Hubbard, one of the world's foremost game music composers, it has become a popular tune among modern fans of SID music and remixers for such tune. For the NES port, Konami produced an arranged version of the tune for the NES's Rico 2A03 sound chip. The game was reviewed in 1988 in Dragon number 132 by Hartley Patricia and Kirk Lesser in the Role of Computers column. The reviewers gave the game 2 out of 5 stars. And I could give the game 2 out of 5 stars. The thing about these games, I'm sure they're really fun, but it's kind of frustrating to figure out what the hell it is you're doing without a manual. And obviously I can just go and look one up. Really, it's the internet. You can do that today. But I prefer a game that I don't have to do a lot of reading for sometimes. Sometimes you just want to jump in and play.